Facebook fam, yeah, it's me again, Brian. I know some of y'all think I'm everywhere. Pretty much you're right, I'm everywhere. But I had a great time stopping here to find out a little bit about Black Wall Street, and I was told I had to come to Reconciliation Park. Before we go take a look at this, I want you to check this out, the ride I'm bringing back. pt2 Motors. This is a bad ride. If any of you folks have family in and you want to rent this thing out, you can give them a call. They'll work with you. Tell them the Black Book sent you. This thing is phenomenal. I've been driving this puppy from Pittsburgh, and I'll be in Vegas here tomorrow. Again, pt2 Price Motors. They will give you a deal on quality cars. They're reasonably priced. They will work with you. They're reasonably priced. They will work with you. And I'll tell you what, if you tell them the Black Book sent you, if you buy a car, then I'll give you a Black Business Equals Black Power t-shirt just because you supported a Black-owned business. They're on the corner of Sahara and Jones, pt2 Price Motors. So now let's take a look at this Reconciliation Park. I'm going to do a quick drive-by so we can see. How y'all doing? So I come in here and first I see this statue. Check it out. Awesome. It's got man hands up. It says humiliation. The first step of what happened during Black Wall Street. Then I go over here and I see this that says hope. And it's got a man holding a baby. And let me show you this structure. This structure is phenomenal. So we're going to go back here and see the other side. And this park was Reconciliation Park, and it was put together to honor the destruction and everything that happened in Black Wall Street with the hope that it would bring the community together. Here you got a black man. He's got a couple guns here. He's trying to protect himself. At the bottom it says hostility. Basically the hostility that was forged to people who did nothing of their own. And for those of you who don't understand what happened in Black Wall Street, it was one of the most successful black communities in the 1920s, when there was complete segregation, when black folks were not allowed to vote. They were able to go out and create their own economics. They were able to go out and create Black Wall Street, where they had their own banks, they had their own cinemas, they had their own barbershops, they owned their own taxi cabs. They were phenomenal in their ability to create and grow despite all of the tense racial relations. And the truth of the matter is, it was destroyed out of jealousy. So let's go down and take a quick look at this park before I bounce, because I got to get back to Vegas. Here signs that says Tower of Reconciliation, Oklahoma, 1541 to the present. Sculpture by Ed Dwight. So let's go take a look at the sculpture again, and we will get out of here. Okay, this is the massive structure that is at the Reconciliation Park. I'm going to come up here real quick. I'm going to take a look at it, tell you what I'm seeing. It's basically, it shows a little bit of the beginning from the Indians, the Trail of Tears, going to from the wagon trains, the Battle of Honey Springs. It kind of gives a history, a visual history of Tulsa, Oklahoma at the beginning. So you go out here, and again, this is what it looks like. So you come over here, you see, and I'm going to go real quick, it says, Healing Walkway, lifting as we climb, the eternal varieties shall prevail, B.C. Franklin. If you go down here, here's a plaque, we were Oklahomans before there was Oklahoma. A little history about there. I'm not going to read all of these, but they've got plaques here. Tells you about the Trail of Tears. It tells you about slavery, how it was gone. It talks a little bit about the colored infantry. So it gives a little bit of black history in here too. And a little bit about the West. So this is a phenomenal place. If you decide you want to try something different, come to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and let's get a little education. So folks, I got a long ride ahead of me. Off to Vegas. I appreciate those who listened in for part 1, and I appreciate those who came back for part 2. Remember, we must know our history so we will not repeat it in the future, and we must know our history, the true history, so we can be black and proud. Peace, my brothers.